As you know, Bryn's song is about a famous coat. It says here on my hastily arranged set list. Well, you could do, yes indeed. Absolutely. In 1811 at Newbury in Berkshire, Sir John Throckmorton entered into an extraordinary wager at a dinner party. He bet a huge 1,000 guineas that he could have a coat made in the time between sunrise and sunset on one given day, the 25th of June 1811. And this is the song of how the coat was made. Hooray. And Bryn knows the words to it, but he ain't got to play tonight. Well done you. There are a few of the names of the people who did make the coat, but they're mostly the wealthy ones, which is what you get with history, isn't it? So the great landowners and business owners in the song, we know the words to them, but the actual people who did the work, their names have been forgotten to history, but they were the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. This is going so well. And then there was the tailor with his dummy, and good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. At the dawning of the day, 2 fine sheep were brought to Francis Druitt with a shear so sharp and keen. He collected them the wool while the crowd stood all a-gaping, such a blurring of the shearer's blades they had never seen. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his dummy, the good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. Mr. John Cocksetter, the owner of the mill, stood hands upon his hips as he surveyed the fun. He collected up the wool and he took it to the mill. There was so much more to do before the setting of the sun. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his dummy, and good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. Well, they walked it and they wove it, they spun it and they spooled it. Such a throng of busy women you have never seen. And they washed it and they dyed it, and finally they dried it. Such a finer roll of cloth as never ever been. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his dummy, and good Sir John Throckmorton with the coat that he wore. You'll need these after this next chorus. Are you ready? Well, that's good fun. What are the words? You know the words, don't you? Well, Sir John had earlier been measured by the tailor, including inside leg, though there had been no need. And when the cloth was bought, the crowd were all a-cheering. It was only 4 o'clock and they had made it in good speed. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his dummy, and good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. Right, verse and chorus in harmonies, go! where are we? Oh, yes. Well, Mr. James White was given the great honour to cut and sew the cloth according to the plan drawn up by his father, Isaac the master tailor, a fine coat for generations of the Throckmorton clan. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his donkey, good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. Well, at last the coat was ready, 13 hours and 20 minutes. Sir John Throckmorton proudly put the garments on and paraded like the gentleman he was to noble breeding before the cheering crowd that was by now was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And when there was the tailor with his donkey, and good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat that he wore. Hang on. And now Bryn's been able to listen to his story of good Sir John Throckmorton and his handmade coat. So let's have a big hand for Mr. Bryn Phillips! For finally doing the actions to the song what he wrote. There was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his donkey, and good Sir John Throckmorton in the coat. And again there was the shearer, the spinner, and the loomer weaver, the dyer and the dryer with their hands chaps sore. And then there was the tailor with his donkey, and good Sir John Throckmorton, the coat that he wore. Da, 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 da.